Good morning, happy Wednesday. This will be our last vlog for the year. Don't worry, not forever for all those followers. I'm off next week and then taking that short break over, actually it's quite a long break, over Christmas. And then hence the kids go back on the 8th of January. I will be back vlogging and blogging and Monday morning that week. So just to start, because we've got loads to discuss, lots of things going on this weekend and on the lead up. And if you're not a huge fan of the vlog and you don't listen to it all, or you just listen to a bit of it, thanks. But you can go into the blog on Friday, and even if you don't want to listen to me going on and messaging on about really important things, then you can scroll down right to the bottom and it says what's coming or what's on. And it gives you so much details and so many things that are coming up that's either happening in Garforth or on the periphery in the area that you can go to, you can attend. Because not only is it great to go to something local and support it, but it also means that you're not having to travel too far to get there, which is always handy when you've got kids. And I hope if you've been to Lotherton over the coming up to the Christmas period, it's been really good because it looks brilliant. They've got actors and all sorts this year, and it looks like more sort of light, what do you call them? Light installations. And they look pretty good, and people have, from what I can hear, have had really good experiences, so that's good because it needs a little pep up. What you do find, actually, talking about people in general here, is that I obviously advocate about using local for not only the reason for supporting local businesses, and it's really important to do so to keep the high street nice and look after the place you chose to live, which is a big thing of mine. But it also means that you don't have to travel far. And when you're not travelling far, then you're not having to use your car. You might think about walking, you might think about getting the bus, you might run, you might cycle, because there's options because you're using local. Or the local person that you've used, say for example a decorator or a joiner or a window cleaner or a locksmith, something like that, comes to you, and they haven't got far to travel because they're within the local area, which then means that we're helping lower emissions in the area because they're not having to travel miles away. So this is why I always advocate about using sort of local, not just obviously to support the local businesses, which is what we need to do, to look after the place we chose to live, but also it helps environmentally too. It's just a common sense thing. But what I do find is obviously there's been lots of chatter going, which about the sad with CLO leaving us, which has been here for 15 years, and it's really crap. However, what I do find is that not everyone supports businesses. We've got a small amount of people, and it's like anything, it's like people who volunteer. It's always the same people. So we have a huge amount of people that support local, and always have done, and will always support local. And all them people use CLO all the time. But the people that then hear that CLO is closing, or a business has got, like for example Dorothy Ann's when she left, then the amount of people that will go onto social media pages and actually voice their opinion or their shock at businesses going are the people that have never been. But the percentage of people that are talking about it are far greater than the people that have used it. And I find that a bit sad. I find that a bit crappy that people would rather have a voice and be shocked and be heard about stuff and tap onto social media about what's going to be gone and how devastating they are and what a loss to the high street, but they've never been. Or it might have been once, maybe twice. So the people that go all the time are the people that are missing out. But because there's such a small percentage compared to the people that go onto social media and chat about it, that's far greater than the same people that support local businesses. And you just got to think about that, haven't you? Just got to think about that, because the people that will complain or moan or mention or comment or add on to a thread, well, the people that will long term miss out, because house prices are quite nice in Garforth, and they have for many reasons, because the logistics of where everything is, because we've got 2 train stations, which is a story in itself. We've got great schools. Green Lane have just been awarded an outstanding school last week, which is brilliant. So we've got all of them. But also the high street matters. If you've got a crappy high street and it's all boarded up, it's going to have an effect on your house price, and then people will moan about it. So the last 10 years, and the main deal will be 10 years in January. The last 10 years, I've been advocating for people to use local for more reasons than just supporting a local businesses. It's huge. And I go on about it and have done for 10 years. But what I'm finding is that, and I found over 10 years, the amount of people that really, really care isn't enough. There's not enough people that care about using local, or have it. It's more about what's easier for me. And actually, shopping local is easy. Just people have a perception that it's not, and it's more difficult. And there are people that work full time and don't get in, but there's then the Saturday, and then a lot of our businesses do online, but they don't necessarily think in that way because they've always been used to stuff. And obviously COVID has brought different changes of habits. But the amount of people that want to use local and need to use local, we all need to use local, and care about where they chose their bricks and mortar is not enough people. There's not enough. And it's grown, and I'm happy to be part of that growth. And I'm happy to see that our high street, for example, because it's not just about the high street, it's about the businesses at home, it's about the business down the road, it's about another bricks and mortar and another section of shops. But it's not enough. It's not enough people. So in the new year, and it will be coming up to sort of June, July, we are going to add on to the main deal. We are perhaps going to change a little bit of focus as to what we need to do to help local businesses. So I will be going into training sessions for quite a couple of months to get my level of sort of digital marketing where it really, really needs to be in order to help local businesses that bit more. Because the people that really, really care are brilliant. It's not enough people that care. So we need to show that we care. We need to show that we give a damn, because the people that don't care, who would rather shout about other things, is far greater, which is sad. And we've got people that, and I've noticed it I follow lots of social media pages, people are moaning because the planning have just released information that in the city centre, they are up by the Merrion Centre, they're releasing plans, a planning application to build more premises for students. And there's lots of student apartments and flats and accommodation that's being built in the city centre. It's a no-brainer. But people go, we get a lot of the students now moving in, there's going to be no room for anyone else. Think about it, right? You've got people living in the city centre that will use the local businesses, that will use all the businesses in town constantly because they're there. They're not driving because there's nowhere to, so it lowers emissions for people living in the city centre. Students need to live somewhere, and the people that complain about it, you're the people that are going to be working for the students, because people that complain about nerds or people that study, they're going to be our next generation that takes the world forward, because we can't rely on the government that we have now. And I don't normally touch on that, but I have. So we need to look after our students, therefore we also need to look at where they live. And if they live in the city centre, that's actually going to keep the economy turning. Even if they were hospital staff, they need to be near the city centre. So it makes sense. And while you're not in the city and you only pop in now and again, there's hundreds of thousands of students doing that for the city centre to keep it going, because as I've said before, it's changing. So good that we look after our students, good that we give them proper accommodation, and good because we need to get them through that. It's bloody hard being a student. It's really hard and it's really expensive. So get them through the 3-4 years, get them in the city centre where they can help keep the economy going, where they're just footfall, where they're not bringing any emissions into the city centre, and they keep it going, because all the people that complain about nerds, you'll work with them one day. Anywho, moving on. Also, there's been, seems to be a lot of moans this week. The train station in Leeds, which will be the front of the train station where they are all adapted it aesthetically to look much better, and it to be more friendly to visiting the city centre, and it will be finished and completed in September 2025. That's the plan. But it does look good, because what it's doing is trying to, obviously, as the city has been now for a couple of years, is trying to disperse the traffic out and make it more pedestrian friendly. Again, it's all common sense. It all makes so much sense to do that. And it to be very inviting city where bikes are welcome, even though people are dead. It's another thing that bikes complain about, motorists complain about. But bikes are friendlier. We need to walk more, not only from health, but from the fact that city centre, when we visit the city centre, we're not breathing all them emissions in. So sometimes you just need to look at things a different way rather than people just hitting home the negativity and because it doesn't help anyone. Anywho, what's coming up? Sad to see that there was a little doggy tied to the railings by his little lead, he or she, outside Garforth Police Station this morning. I hope that the owners come forward. Again, these pages have their own opinion, but there's lots of reasons why that dog could be tied to the railings, and we can't judge and we can't comment and we can't say anything. We just need to know that either the dog finds its owner or the owner comes and talks to the police, and that the dog is reunited with its family member. If not, it's looked after. Kippax Makers Market is back on this Saturday. As of yesterday, there were 2 spaces from some stall holders if you're wanting a stall. The Podger on Saturday at 9 o'clock, free entry on Saturday with Martin Boyd from the Nashville Sessions. They seem to be running them in the Podger at the minute, which is great, and it's local and it's fab. On Sunday the 17th, for both St Mary's Church in Garforth and Swillington Church at 6 p.m, there is carols. At St Mary's Church is carols by candlelight. That's on the Sunday. And then I'm just looking now. Did you see, which was just fabulous, and I have shared it, Studio 84, which is a studio in Garforth which brings local musicians together, and they have created their very own Garforth version of the Band-Aid cover, and I did share it and I'll put it on the blog on Friday because it's so good. And down to Tom Russell, who some of you may know works at the Yard and also used to work at CLO. He's put this together with obviously a collaboration of local musicians in and around Garforth and people that do open mic night at the Yard as well. And they put this together, and the video is brilliant, and it's so good, and it's really heartwarming, and it's like a bit like a little Christmas video. So I'll put it on the blog. If you haven't seen it, you can go to the Garforth musical scene, and you can find it on there through the Studio 84, or look for Studio 84 on Facebook. I'll leave it there. Just to also announce that next Thursday, or the 21st, all the Zumba classes that Zumba with Shah Martin, St Benedict's and St Mary's Church Hall have been invited from 6 o'clock to go to Wetherspoons and meet up for a beer or two. But it's also a good opportunity because Shah will be there. So if you're thinking about Zumba in the new year and you thought, oh, I've thought about classes, and the classes are fun, and I can tell you, I've been 12 years, nearly 13, they're great fun, and you meet loads of really nice people, and it's really friendly, and it's not about, well, I'm not very coordinated, I'm not a very good dancer. We're not asking for strictly moves. Shah will never ask for that. It's all about enjoying it, getting exercise, getting fit, bringing a little bit of sweat on and having fun. So she will be there next week, and you can go and chat to her and ask her. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. I will see you in the new year, and the blog on Friday will also be our last. Take care of yourself.